Hello and welcome to another SkaredCast Battle Report. Today, Surround and Destroy is the name of the game, as the Tau face off against the Drukhari in this epic confrontation of epic proportions of epicness. Let's begin.
The Dark King.
Hello and very welcome to another SkaredCast Battle Report. This is the setting for our next game. It is a variety of things. Greenleaf terrain, hot dice miniatures for the mat. Awesome, really cool. Some of the GW stuff as well. And we're playing Surround and Destroy, which is mission 21 of the Strike Force for the GT mission pack, playing Tau versus Drukhari. So I hope that you sit back, enjoy. We've got a couple of unconventional lists. And other than that, these are pretty much going to be obscuring like area terrain, they are going to be breachable, so you can kind of walk through them and stuff so they don't interrupt with gameplay too much. As well, these are not obscuring. The rules for the Mechanicum stuff is they're dense. They're not breachable, so you can't actually walk through the features. We have 2 units of dense terrain, 2 areas of dense terrain, and it is like a Dawn of War deployment, something like this. So hopefully you enjoy a little bit different. It is Garage Hammer, so if you hear some cars moving by or whatever, that's because we're playing in a literal garage. Let's dive into the armies. And here we have 2,000 points of Drukhari. I've done something a little different today because the big game is this weekend and I totally forgot my Cabalite warriors at the place where we're doing the big game. So I had to improvise with the models at hand. So note, this is not the optimized version of this list, but it will be fun. So to spice things up a bit, I've decided to not make Archon Skari the Warlord. Actually, yeah, he can't be the Warlord. He's not the Warlord, but it is My Face is Your Face Archon, who is one of my favorite models of all time. Now, he is running a Vanguard detachment of no Cabalites whatsoever. Just 2 units of Incubi and 1 unit of Mandrakes. That's it. That's his elite retinue. I do have a Warlord, though. My Warlord will be the Homunculus. He does have Master Regenist Warlord trait, and the Nightmare Doll is his relic as well. And Drazar is also in that patrol. It is a patrol detachment, so I do get the 2 command points back, so it's basically free. Dark Technomancers, Masters of Mutagen, 3 units of Rex with a Hex Rifle, and an Ossifactor in each one. Only 5 Venoms, because I also forgot one of my Venoms. And 2 Reapers. Pew pew. Shooty guns of doom. I fixed it. And you see, can you tell that I green stuffed that and I pinned it and I put plastic on it? No, you can't. And the old school guys pressing the big red button, as you can see, because that's what Reapers do. They shoot stuff. And then I have another patrol of Cult of Strife, so that's Advance and Charge. Red Grief, my bad. With a Succubus, 5 Witches. She has a Shardnet and Impaler this time. 5 Hellions! I just painted up the Sergeant, as you can see, and I still have 3 more to paint, but now I have 2 of them painted. And 2 units of 4 Beasts, the Razorwing Flocks. A lot of people ask me where these are from. They're from the Zombicide Murder of Crows set. It's like $20 and you get like 16 bases worth. And then a Beast Pack Master. Last but not least, 3, 6, 9 Reaver Jet Bikes with 3 Heat Lances. And that is 2,000 points. Now I start with 12 CP and then I go down to a Vanguard for 5, a Patrol for 2. So that's 5 CP. So I'm going to start the game with 8. And no regeneration of CP, other than the ones that I get pre-game. But I do get Vect, as long as my Archon is alive. So with that, let's dive in to what the Tau have brought to face the Darkkin. And yet another sphere expansion. The Tau looking for revenge towards the Drukhari after Uri and Rakath turned a bunch of their diplomats into grotesques.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, that's how it worked. But we have 2,000 points of Tau, and it is double patrol, a little bit different than what you're used to. But Richard, take it away. What have you brought today? Because you've been developing this list for a couple months now.
Yeah.
And you're really liking what you're like.
Yeah, it shoots a lot, which is nice.
And it has some mobility, and it's a little unconventional, so I hope people kind of appreciate like what it does.
Yeah. With drones going up in price, we need to get tricksy with our patrols. So we have a Tau Sept, run by Shadow Sun herself, and her two trusty drones.
Her super shield drones.
Relatively super shield drones. They've changed a bit, but we have two Riptides, one Ion with the super duper relic of doom that everyone worries about.
So 4 damage, auto 4 damage. Basically,
Next
3
color,
plus,
D3,
exactly,
so they're all in Tau Sept for a whole bunch of reasons. +1 to wound, shenanigans. Also, Overwatch on 5/6s is actually super awesome.
And what systems have you given them?
So they all have the counter strike. Basically, it gives them full rerolls on Overwatch.
Yes.
Which is
Counter point defense systems or something like that. Yeah.
Something Towie.
Yeah.
So
if you are a Tau player and you know the name of all your things, I think you're crazy.
Yeah. It just gives them. We can't really interact in the fight phase. And we don't have a psychic phase, so I just doubled down on being able to shoot you if you charge me.
I like it.
Yeah.
And then you've got a Pathfinder squad.
Pathfinder with rail rifles, the very rarely seen rail rifles. They're just really good at killing Marines, to be honest.
Well, they are the meta right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So in my second patrol, we have
marker drones, and then a breacher squad with marker drones. So these are markers. So markers with a couple of shield, marker with a grav inhibitor drone.
Yep.
And then of course your Fireblade.
Yes.
Cool.
Fireblade. I guess the big thing with him is he has the accelerated photon grenade. I'm pretty sure I got that right. The big thing with that is against infantry, if he hits you, you're -1 to hit, you can't advance, and your charge rolls are halved.
It's like a Thunderfire cannon.
Yeah.
Which is really good against all those Blade Guard veterans and things that want to come get you.
Yeah.
And then a Devilfish.
Yeah, Devilfish. Because you need to get somewhere quick and not die instantly. Mm-hmm. That's what a Devilfish is.
Who takes Devilfishes nowadays?
Smart people, I think.
There you go. And then we have a second patrol.
Yeah, so this is going to be hardened warheads, and I think it's the increased range 4 inches. Mm-hmm. It's pretty self-explanatory. The crisis commander, has 3 missile pods at 40 inches, I believe, at AP 3. So he does some hurting.
Yeah.
Then I have breachers with 2 markers. I have pathfinders with a marker and a grav inhibitor. I have the most notorious of the big shooters. It's 3 broadsides, missiled right up the wazoo.
Some pretty hefty work there.
Yeah, so they do some hurting. SMS is also really, really cool with them. So each guy has 8 SMS shots at neg 2.
Yeah, awesome. And another Devilfish. Of course, these gun drones are with them as the buying. Okay, so with that, 2,000 points. Let's dive into the mission and deployment. And here we are after deployment. So I've deployed Venom with Rax, the homunculus to make these Venoms T6. Archon, my face is your face. 5 witches with +2 inches of movement, which is the one I run for the foot witches. +1 attack on the succubus. Drazar, 2 incubi Venoms. Birds, and a beast pack master within 6 inches with the +2 leadership. She has +1 attack, yep. Moving on to this side, this is not breachable. We decided it's not going to be breachable. So it's going to be obscuring. You can go on top of it and up and down it if you want, but you can't go through it because it's literally solid rock. And then we've got the 2 Reapers back here. Big unit of Reaper jet bikes with +1 toughness on them. And the Hellions with +1 strength. I didn't deep strike them this time because I have the Mandrakes. They have built-in deep strike. Saves me a command point, basically, because I only start with 8. Now, Richard did put most of his stuff on this side over here. So he's got a couple of Riptides, his commanders, bunch of drones, like just basically hunkering down there. He could have split his army up, but it's always a bad idea to split your army up, especially because, this mission sort of entices you to. But if he puts like one Riptide over here, he might be able to shoot me better. However, if I go first, that's almost an instant loss for him. And you never want to be in that position where you lose the game because of a single roll. Yeah. Always give yourself a chance, and then the dice become a lot less of an issue. These are the Breacher Warheads. This is a Tau Sept. He's got a unit of Breachers and a unit of Pathfinders in each one. Yep. And of course, that allows the drones, because they can't actually go with the unit, to be deployed separately. So he's got all the drones over here. And he spent 3 command points to put the broadsides and their drones in outflank. So they can just come in wherever they want, start on turn 2, basically on the sides. And their range is +6, so 40 inches plus their 6 inches in. So they get like 46-inch threat range. Ouch. When those guys, and I can't deal with them. I physically don't know where they are. He can bring them in wherever he wants. It is a hefty point of CP, but using those reserves rules can be incredibly powerful. Also, broadsides don't suffer from the -1 to moving and shooting because they are not infantry, which means that they just move around and shoot their big guns. So with that, that's it. It is time to play the game. As for secondaries, I picked Bring It Down because he's got at least 2 Devilfishes, which is 6 points. And if I kill 1 Riptide, that'll be 9 points. I did take Deploy Scramblers because it's almost a guaranteed for me every single game. I love it. And I decided to take Engage on All Fronts. I kind of have to move into these table quarters to get these objectives so I can play the mission I want to play while getting secondary points as well. Richard went for Engage on All Fronts, right? To Bring It Down and Deploy Scramblers. Okay, so it's the same. Yeah, we'll see. I think the Deploy Scramblers was the one that we were the most debating about. That's more of a test for Richard because it's always good to test things. He just doesn't know if he's going to be able to bring an infantry unit back here to then score the Scramblers, but he's putting it in. The other option was to outflank something, yep. Or to use, or to get, instead of Scramblers, to go for something like Kill More, because I have a whole bunch of units, and he just would have to keep all of his drones not dying, so that I could, basically. So that's normally the safer bet against an army like this, is grind them down is probably the better bet, but you have to test the secondaries so that you know whether or not you can or cannot take them. So we are both aware that is a risky choice. Okay, cool. So with that, let's dive in to the roll. Let's see. I got my brand new Skari dice in. Oh, first time on the channel. Oh yeah, I actually won the roll to pick sides with a Skari face. Ha! I rolled a 4. Oh, look at that. Didn't even roll off the table. I was like, no, come on, Skari dice. Oh no. Oh no. Would you like to go first or second, my good man?
First?
Yeah, there you go. So with that, the Tau take the first turn.
I'm at back to 6.
End of movement phase. Turn number 1. I didn't move because it's not my turn. The Tau did. This unit Devilfish moved up. The 2 drones did get out and move this way to help those drones hold that objective. Then we had the bunker, so like shuffle forward. He doesn't want to expose his drones right now. He decided to boost the movement on basically the retro thrusters on this guy. So he's going to be able to come out. He's going to be able to shoot even that Reaper if he wants, or anything else, and then boost 2d6 inches back. If it rolls high enough, he can just hide it again. This one did the double boost, the branched overcharge. He was able to boost the gun and the shield. So he's got a 3-up auto save. He's just like super tough right now, right at the front, ready to tank hits for the whole team. And the gun is ready to just murder some stuff. These little drones got out of that Devilfish. And because they come with drones, and they moved and advanced and got into my zone with a good roll, which means that he will get his 2 points for Engage on All Fronts. Just have to make sure you're playing to the mission. Don't forget, just a little unit of drones. Originally, he was going to move him here. I was like, don't do that. Move him over here so you get your points. Okay, with that, let's dive into the shooting phase. Wish me luck. Oh, God, let's see how much stuff. Look, I'm just going to show you what it looks like right now. Oh, because it might never be seen in its glorious like way as it is right now. There you go. Basket in before I have to take models off the table, everybody.
How many times have you won into one?
Correct. Okay, so I got off lightly, but that's because this one Venom survived against the Crisis Suit Commander with a bunch of missiles. So he put 2 wounds on him, or 3 wounds, and then it took a lot of SMS and stuff to finally kill him. Yep. So finally killed him, but he exploded and put a wound on all these 3, killed one of them, and killed a witch. So I did take quite a bit of damage once he exploded. Too bad you can't re-roll those. It stings. He did go back, as you can see. So he moved out, moved back 7. So now the angle to shoot at him is like here. So I can't physically get like any of these to really like point at him even if I wanted to. However, the Reaper did survive. He took 8 damage from 2 failed saves. I had 4 saves to make. I made 2 5-ups, and he survived. Oh, very lucky because that Ion Riptide is designed to kill tanks. However, he didn't expect the Flicker Field or the Night Shield, whichever one gives me the final. I'm not sure what the names of my rules are. So with that, we're moving into my turn 1. I do have to think that the broadsides are coming in. He didn't put down his scramblers this turn, so he still has to do his scramblers on his objective, but he was just vying for position. And he does get 2 points for engage on all fronts and 2 points for bring it down. So with that, we move into turn number 1 for the Drukhari. And here we are after movement. I've moved these Rex this way to just block off the broadsides up to about here. I've moved all the Venoms up here, most of the Venoms with the Homunculus who advanced to keep them toughness 6. The birds moved up, as well as Drazar and the Succubus, to basically charge into there and use it as like a stepping stone. This Venom full of Incubi has sort of moved up as far as it can as well. And then on this side, I've moved the Reaver jet bikes. The Hellions have advanced up as well. My aim is to try and kill the 4 drones over here to stop him from scoring that point, and then potentially kill that, and then basically just charge what's inside and maybe kill it. So we'll see. So because he outshoots me, I kind of have to put pressure on the primary points, and that is my plan right now. As for these, they're pretty much dead no matter what next turn, I'm pretty sure. So my big plan for them is to try and, like, I can shoot the devilfishes if I basically want. The aim is this one's the priority, but then I'm going to try and take out that one as well. If I can get the squishy guys inside out, it makes it a lot easier for me as we move in to the rest of the game. And then the witches are putting down my scramblers. So putting down my scramblers and basically right now keeping Skari alive, but that's about it. Cool. And here we are after the Drukharian turn. So, what happened? We started off with this Reaper shooting at what used to be a devilfish, doing 4 wounds that went through. That's 4d6 plus 4 damage. So, that guy died in one Reaper. Good job. Then this one put 7 damage on this one, and then I shot a Venom at it to put 2 more in, so it's only got 3 left. Then the 2 guys got out. I did charge in with the birds first to soak up all the Overwatch. And then I charged in. I killed the breachers and I've wrapped the Pathfinders back there with the bikes. The Hellions did fail their 8-inch charge to get into those market draws. So he does hold that objective, which does mean he'll get his 10 points for primary, which is really good. And I was really close, so close to stopping him from getting that. Now, the big thing was on this side. Shooting, I put a couple of wounds on that Riptide with a Ossifactor. Nothing crazy. And then 1 Venom he failed 2 saves or 3 saves on that guy. There's 3 ones. That was like 6 damage or 4 damage that went through because of the overcharge. Oof. So the next Venom did like 6 wounds and he passed them off to drones. But then only 2 shield drones soaked up all of the damage. Yeah. So that was that. And then these birds, the Succubus and Drazar, charged into the 2 drones over here. I killed the drones with Drazar. So then you can activate the birds because they charged, and I moved 3 inches and 3 inches because when I charged moved them, I moved them up to here and just had 1 guy in base to base because I was still in coherency. So then with the pilot and consolidate, I was able to tag the Riptide and the Devilfish without charging them, which means that now that Riptide basically has to shoot into those birds, which is good for me, or not do anything for the turn. So that is a big dilemma for him to kill those birds. However, he does have the broadsides to come in. He has lots of targets, and this turn I could potentially basically lose all the Venoms and do like a bunch of damage that way. So, with that, that was a mouthful and a half. My birds took a morale test. They passed it. And then I took a morale test. They passed it too. Even with like leadership 4, which was awesome. Okay, so with that, let's move on to turn number 2 for the Tau. Okay, so here we are after turn 2 movement. Now, I put the Tau in a very hard position. I put a lot of pressure right into his zone. So he has to deal with this or he's going to just not going to be able to break out. So when looking at a situation like this, he could have put his broadsides over here and shot over here, but you have to like localize your strength and try and get like local superiority, which is like a military term where you basically just put hail of fire down, make them put their heads down, and it gives you like time to breathe, right? So in this sense here, the plan is to kill the 3 venoms and try and kill the units inside of the venoms, as well as this unit of birds. Okay. Now, the way he's going to do that is he's going to shoot burst cannon here. Then he's going to shoot like SMS. He's got gun drones that have come in. He's got broadsides that can then shoot stuff over here. And then he's got big riptide that can shoot at broadsides as well. He's got some Arcalite support. So is it going to kill everything? Maybe not, but at least he doesn't have to deal with like the whole units and stuff like that. So he's pretty much given up on this side. However, he is going to try and use a desperate breakout stratagem here to get out. If he does, it gives him options to potentially soften up my Reaver jet bikes. However, with the desperate breakout, that's 2 CP. And I'm going to trifect him. Oh! And I make you spend the CP. Good, Skari dice. Okay, so that was 6 CP, and I basically spend 3 CP for that. Okay, so he was trying to get me to spend a bunch of CP. Haha! Vex says, stab you in the back. Guess what? So with that, let's move on to the shooting phase. But let us know what you think. When you are in a position where you're feeling a lot of pressure, do you give up, or do you try and scrounge for every single point you can get? End of the Tau turn 2. Now, you can't see that these 2 venoms survived. With 1 wound and 2 wounds.
It was awful.
I have never seen less to wounds and more impulse saves in my whole life. This Riptide ended up having to charge a venom and punch it to kill the venom and an incubi. But other than that, like literally everything. Now the gun drones were the highlight. They just murdered that unit without even like breaking a sweat. They just like gunned them down. Those gun drones are one of the things that I'm the most scared of when I play against Tau. Those gun drones are great. And then of course, on the far flank, on this side, the Reaver jet bikes did kill the Pathfinders. However, we were thinking about it. Like, if he would have put his broadsides like up this side, it doesn't really change what would have happened on here. Ideally, like we put him in the best position to do the most amount of damage by killing the venoms and putting me on foot. Mm-hmm. By putting them back there, it allows him to use the broadsides at least for another turn. As you know, because now I have to get out and potentially. If I want to charge into here, I basically have to kill like all these drones and get through there. So he should have at least 1 more turn of use. And even with my super boost, the Reavers can't get over this little pocket that he put here. So they kind of have to land like here, right? So it doesn't really give me any options as well. So he's not out of the fight in terms of what I have left versus what he has left. What's going to be tough is when you get into this position to start scoring the objectives. And that's where you lose the game, is by scoring the points. So it is only turn 2. So if I have a bad turn and then he has a great turn, it could flip and go back into his favor. So we'll see. It's not over till it's over, folks. Let's dive into turn number 2. Holy crap. Turn number 2.
It's good to get humbled.
Yeah. End of turn 3. End of turn 3. End of movement phase turn 2. Wow. Look at that. So Argon Skari is going to stay here. They have a 10-inch move, so they just moved up out of 6 inches to put scramblers in no man's land, which means I can keep my mandrakes in deep strike. I put the Beast Pack Master within 3 here with the birds just hiding back there. They have moved up, 1 to shoot the Devilfish, 1 to shoot at the Riptide. And then the Hellions have moved around that way to take a pot to try and kill some drones. And other than that, my main focus is to kill this Riptide, I think, or to basically whittle it down, while at the same time potentially shooting and charging into there and potentially them. But the fact is, he's put himself in a good position where I can't really charge in without just taking a hail of firepower from a bunch of Tau. So I'm going to stay in my Venoms because then he still has to kill the Venoms again next turn. I'm going to keep the Venoms near my Homunculus to make sure that they are toughness 6 because of the +1 toughness from Coven, which then makes them really durable, surprisingly durable, especially against like all the SMS, right? Which is one of the things that normally just murders light vehicles as well. So with that, we're moving into turn number 2. And we're here after turn 2. Shenanigans have ensued. So I was able to kill basically the 3 drone units.
Yeah.
And then I got 1, through the 3 up invul, I got 1 Reaper hit. And I put 3 damage. Oh, even with a reroll. 3 damage. So he's still
2
good.
into a 2.
And then I was like, okay, let's start with the Incubi. And I charged the Incubi in. Incubi all die. That rerolling hits. Oh, God. So I decided not to keep on charging. My jet bikes could potentially charge into here. However, you know what? Actually, no, it's fine. I just thought of like if I sacrificed the bikes. I'm not going to do it because I've already stopped my turn. But if I would have sacrificed the bikes to say charge into here, and then he supporting fires with this guy and say the Riptide, it means that this succubus could charge in here, and she's got a net, so she could just hold him in combat. Yeah. And I think that would have been a good play. I just didn't think of it until right now when I was filming. So note to self, that's what a net is good for, holding infantry in combat. Really Skari, what are you doing? Okay, so with that, let's move into turn 3, and let's see if the Tau can kill this stuff here. Because in terms of points, he gets 5 primaries, so it's like he's behind on the primaries, but you know, Tau got like, they got the good stuff when it comes to shooting over the course of many turns. Because all I did was kill drones, literally. Like, that's all I did. And the Devilfish. So I do get my engage on fronts again. I get another 3 points for kill a vehicle. And I got 15 points for primary. And I got my second scramblers with the witches. And now we're moving on to the next turn. Turn number 3. That's it. 3. What? And this is where the game starts getting feisty. Okay, so this guy was able to move up, because he passed his morale, to deploy scramblers in the middle of the board. And now they're basically trying to get over here. Like we measured it out. It is possible if they survive the whole game. And they're like, run. So he's put all the drones next to him to try and keep him alive. The broadsides have moved up this way to have line of sight here. Far side, Shadow Sun has touched the terrain. Remember, with obscuring terrain, you could touch the terrain and then it's true line of sight. So by touching the terrain back here, she can now use this giant hole. Same as that guy. He's touching the terrain, so now he can use this hole to shoot, but he can be seen back as well. So he went for shield and super gun. Yep. Basically, because this guy went for shield and just moved. He actually got over everybody. He's within 3 inches here. Skari's right in here. He's like, what you doing there? And then that's it. It's about shooting now. So as you can see, he's kind of branched out this way, which is really good because if he has a good this turn, and then I have another bad turn or a turn, like he could flip it on me. And the last 2 turns, I don't really have that much left in the list. And he still has both Riptides at like half health. He has all the broadsides. Like the Tau are still in the fight. Let's dive into the rest of the turn. End of turn 3 for the Tau. So I did lose my Venoms, and then I lost 3 Rex from here, but I did emergency disembark them because it's like a teleport. Boop! They teleported back here so they wouldn't get shot by a bunch of broadsides. Well, they did get shot by a bunch of broadsides, but only 3 died because they were within 6 inches of the homunculus at that point. The Incubi got lucky and got shot with a whole 8 of the big missile shots and didn't lose a single model. However, they did lose 1 in the explosion. I mean, the getting out of the transport. Yep. Same as the Rex. And then this succubus, this lowly Chardonnay and Impaler succubus tanked all of the drone shooting, tanked like 16 SMSs, There's the missiles plus the breachers.
all of it.
She has 1 wound left. She survived on 1 wound. What a crazy succubus.
What a boss.
What a boss. Exactly. The bikes are all dead. Like, if you hadn't noticed, this guy with his missiles and the souped up revved rotor cannon just blew the crap out of them, even after using lightning fast reflexes. All dead. So with that, I do get another 15 points though. So it's going to be hard for the Tau to get back in primary points. Yeah. And we are moving on to my turn 3, which means that he'll only get, say, 5 points next turn. And then on turn 5, he might be able to get more than that. But I'm going to stop him from getting scramblers. He did put scramblers with him down because I have still so much left. I should be able to get in and just murder all them. Yep. And then the Reapers might sacrifice themselves dearly and try take out some of these broadsides. So we'll see how that works. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I still have Mandrakes to come in as well. So with that, let's dive into turn number 3. It doesn't feel like 3 turns. It feels like a million turns. My turn number 3.
3.
These just kind of moved around here. They're essentially, it's a 3-up invul, but if I can kill it, that's great. I did put the Homunculus up here, the Archon, these guys, and the Mandrakes are deep striking here because the Hellions are getting me my last scrambler point. Oh yeah, baby. Good old Mandrakes. I'm on team Mandrake. And then over here, they just moved up this way. The Incubi and Drazar moved up this way. I'm going to try kill his ability to score scramblers because characters can't do it. So I kill his scramblers, and basically the aim here is to potentially charge the drones, charge this, and then put a net into them to then stop him from being able to fall back at all. And then essentially save my Incubi and Drazar from getting shot, which would be really good in this situation. And then over here, I'm hoping I can make some invul saves with my Archon, soak up the Overwatch. And then, if not, soak it up with my Homunculus. And if not, then I'm out of luck. So we'll go from there. So with that, into turn number 3. The Riptide strikes again! The Homunculus charged in. He got 3 wounds in. I passed 2 of my invuls. Yeah. He got 1 of his mega damage in.
Only rolled a 1, so 4
Did 4 damage. I had 4 wounds left on my Homunculus with a 4-up feel of pain, and of course, he died. So I decided not to charge Archon Skari, because if he charges and dies, then the Riptide holds that objective, and I would have given him 10 points, like basically 5 points. So I had to keep Archon Skari there to contest that objective, so he doesn't get the full 10 points. So he'll get 5 points the next turn. Yep. I did charge in and kill the drones. However, I totally forgot that because she was already engaged, once they kill everything, she can't actually activate. So plan hold them in combat didn't exactly work like I expected it to. But other than that, that's it, really. I get my last scramblers. I get another engage on all fronts. And in his turn, he gets 5 points. And he has 1 more turn to score next turn on turn 5. So if he wants to try and get points next turn, he's just going to have to try and get me off him. But I don't think he'll be able to come back, even with a 15. We'll see. Because I've done, 3 15s?
So that I think...
Yeah, that was 3 15s. So I maxed out my primary. So I don't physically need primary anymore, and he physically can't...
2 15s, because we
2 15?
1. You don't score in 1.
Oh, yeah, you don't score 1. Yeah. So 2 15s. Yep. So yeah, potentially one more 10 at least, or whatever. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. And of course, there's still Tau left, because that's how it works. He passed all his 3-up invul saves.
Like a boss.
So the Reapers didn't bring him down, which is a shame. But other than that, the Tau's still in it, even as we move into the top of turn 4. Mm-hmm. You might be able to hear the rain, as it is Garage Hammer. But he decided to carry on. Right now, carry on?
Carry.
Yes, the move in, the advance and shoot without penalty to get this Riptide from there, basically to advance up here. He decided to branch Nova charge so he can 3-up invulnerable save, and then scoot. So the whole aim here is to kill them and basically get on the objective, and then to kill all of this, to essentially have, and then kill that, and this, so that he can hold the 3. He's basically doing that, and then potentially killing all the Hellions over there, so that I don't have that one. So I only score 10 points in my next turn, basically. Or even if he kills like another one. So he's pulling all the stops, trying to make sure that that happens. So we'll see how it goes on as we move in to the top of turn number 4. I hope you've been enjoying the game so far. Leave a comment down below. Clicky that like button for the Tau. Because everybody loves Tau. End of turn 4, as you can see, Incubi, Drazar, Succubus, Old Dead, Rax dead, and Skari lived. My face on your face, Archon, took this entire Riptide with the shooting on his shadow field. And he was fine. And the main drakes are fine too. They didn't take any shots. And then this commander over here tried to take out the Hellions, but they held. A lightning fast reflex them. And just enough to stay alive, so they stay. So I do have 1, 2, 3. You have 1, 2. Archon Skari. So he single-handedly gives me the 15 points at the end there. However, I don't really have much left, just in terms of points. And he literally, look at how much stuff he still has. Riptides, Broadsides, Shadow Sun, and a big commander. All his guns going into turn 5 still, I think the fact that it stays at 5 turns now does hurt Tau, because literally if it went to 6 turns, I there's no way I could win this. Okay, so with that, I'm going to try and get my 3 points by killing this guy for another 3 points for bring it down. But that's pretty much all I can do. And then just, I don't think I can lose it just because of the primary at this point. Yeah. I don't think it's possible, because I'm literally can just grab these birdies and I can fly over here and just contest that objective over here to just give him another 5 points. And there's no coming back from that. But holy moly, have we just beaten the shit out of each other? Okay, let's dive in to turn 4 for the Drukhari. And here we are after my turn. I've decided to just keep him. He's only got 3 wounds remaining. This one has taken 2 wounds. So they're both in range and in line of sight of both Riptides. So if I kill one quick, then I can try and take out another one to just get some more bring it down points. And then I've got the Mandrakes and Archon Skari. They're basically going to shoot into him. He has 3 wounds left. So I'm hoping I get lucky and just roll mortal wounds with Mandrakes, because they're really good for that sort of thing. But Archon Skari does have a blast pistol as well. So we'll see what happens with that. On camera! Okay, so a lot of you have asked for some dice rolls. This is a fun one. So the Mandrakes did kill this Riptide. They rolled 3 6s on their mortal wounds, so they did kill the Riptide. Awesome. This one then shot here. He passed his 1 save. This one with 2 shots, got 1 wound. He failed his save. I rolled the damage. It rolled a 2. Now, I was going to save my lost CP to fire and fade this guy back. But at this point, whatever. It went through. He has 7 wounds left. It's Dark Techno Monster.
You need a 5.
No, I need a 6. If I roll a 6 with my new Skari dice, that Riptide is dead. Okay. So, Richard can't even look at this. And ha! No, so close. He takes 5 damage, has 2 left. Yeah, take that. Take that, Riptide. Okay, so that is the end of my 4th turn. And with that, I basically just maxed out my primary. I get 2 for engage on all fronts instead of 3, because I can't really do anything else. And we move into the last turn. Oh, wow, what a game. What a game. And you get 10 points this time.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Time to call another Montka. Well, Kauyon was first called, and then a Montka, or whatever, either way. So now that one has, he didn't move him, so he gets all rerolls, basically,
yep.
Which is exciting. And he has a 3-up invul, and he's put all the drones next to the Tau suit. So if I shoot, he's going to kill all the drones. He has 1 wound left, so just one left. So he's just looking for points. So when it comes down to it, he's getting points. So he's essentially moving Farsight past the line here. So he gets engaged on all fronts.
Shadow Sun.
That one. Shadow Sun, sorry. So 1, 2, 3. So engage on all fronts. And then killing those 2 gives him 3 points each to max out that. So he's going to try to do that as well. And then potentially, do some damage. So we'll see how it works. 2 of the broadsides can shoot here. He's got a range to both. And then that broadside there can shoot Archon Skari or that. And then she can shoot Archon. There's a whole bunch of stuff that can happen. Lots of death and destruction. But it's been an absolute crazy game. And I cannot wait to tell you what the score is at the end, because it's the primary that was a big difference.
Yeah.
But in terms of just the game, the Tau have all the firepower. And it just shows you, in this game, it's all about trying to get those objectives and pushing out on the objectives and stuff. And, and thinking outside the box, Richard thought he was lost, like he was just going to lose, but look at him. He's like pushed out now. It just happened one turn too late because that one turn where he needed to kill, it didn't happen. But imagine that over here and like being able to control all the board there. So, okay, with that, let's move into the shooting phase.
It actually wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. We'll check it in a second here. Okay, the points. Don't give the spoilers away. So in shooting, the broadside, one big broadside killed Archon Skari, dead. Okay. All the SMS and Shadow Sun killed the Mandrakes, dead. Then the other shooting put this one down to 1 wound. I passed the one last save I had to make. However, the burst cannon did just enough damage to kill that last one. Didn't explode. Thank goodness, because then this explodes, then that could have exploded, then that could have killed that. It would have been like, it would have been crazy.
Shit show, yeah.
Because he shot into this, and then some of the broadsides did and stuff as well. So going into turn number 5, I have 2 Hellions left. They survived the whole game. Yeah. I've got 2 birds left, a Beast Pack Master, and a Reaper with 1 wound. Awesome. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get this Reaper, and I'm going to shoot into these broadsides, and I'm going to see if I kill myself, but I want to kill all those broadsides, because those drones are sept locked, which means those drones,
they can't do anything.
Not for you.
You don't feel no pain, but that's about it.
Yeah, and then at the same time, I will get my engage for 2 points, because I'll keep the Hellions, the birds will go back, then he'll basically move in advance to get that objective there. As we move into my turn, do you guys want to see a Reaper? See how many broadsides I can kill? Okay. I will. I get 1 command point, so I get to reroll stuff if I don't want it. And then he's probably going to die. So I'm going to keep him far away from everybody. Okay, let's go into the turn. I'll come back when he shoots. And here we are. So I've got my last engage, and then the Reaper. Let's do it with a Skari dice, shall we? I love my dice. They're so cool. Although I called one a traitorous, and then he failed me. Okay, so, yeah. So no, you're not a traitor. I love you guys. How many shots into the broadsides? And I will overcharge. I'm feeling pretty. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, no. That's not good.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, look. All the Skari dice are coming out to play. Oh, that's right. Okay.
Don't roll once.
Nope. Well, once to wound. I still need 5s to hit you, though. 2 hits. And I will reroll 1 with my CP. Yes. Why not? Because I want to kill every single one of these broadsides, even though normally I keep the rerolls for reroll damage, because that's the best way to reroll.
Yeah.
However, because you know that damage is going to go through. But in this case, it's the end of the game. Sad face. And then they are +1 to wound. So they need 2s to wound. 2s to wound your broadsides. Yes.
Oh, that's all you need.
Yes, go. -4.
-4. 2
So
up
6s.
saves, so it goes right through.
6s. Yeah, you get 2 6-up saves. Done.
Right, I gotta find the right dice.
Oh, you're gonna use Canada dice? Oh, cheating. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, yes. How many wounds each?
Like, you're gonna roll 1.
How many wounds each? How many wounds? I asked you a question.
A lot. More than you can count. Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure.
I think it's like 6 or something.
5 or 6.
Yeah, 5 or 6. Okay, first guy takes. Drum roll, please. +1, 3. He's gonna soak up the second one. Okay, so 1 guy dies. Dead. Well, get out of here. That's the one that killed Skari. Okay, so with that, it is the end of the game.
It is.
Yeah, that is it. We are done. So thanks all for tuning in. Let's go over the score. First and foremost, with my last turn there, what is the score? Because I don't know, because Richard's been keeping track. All of a sudden, the Tau are victorious.
You got 10.
I also get 10 points for being painted. No, I'm just kidding. He's not fully painted.
Bring it down. So you got 9, bring it down, right?
I got 9, yeah, because I wasn't able to kill the
and
last
you got
one.
max.
Close! I almost got him. I just 13. Got 13 for engage, and then 10 for scramblers.
So 92?
No, without the paint score.
Yeah. 82.
So 82,
to
right?
49.
To 49. Okay, so 50 points to 80 points.
Yeah.
So that 30 points basically is the difference between him stopping me from scoring primary and him scoring primary, and then the scramblers, which was big, because you got pretty much all your big gains, other than the last 3 there.
Yep.
You got decent amount of engages. I think there was only a few turns where when I pinned you, it was very hard for you to get engaged, but you kind of pushed out of that. And last but not least, it was just the scramblers. As we talked about at the beginning of the game, your list is just not built for that sort of getting into my zone. And I think going for something else like kill more or grind them down or something like that. But you live, you learn. You know, that's the kind of thing you take. So, Richard, what is your favorite highlight of the game? What did you learn, and what are you going to do for next time?
Oh, tough one. So I think more mobility is pretty key. I think I played it right with the broadsides coming on that side. But yeah, it's tough. Maybe holding back the devilfish a bit so they couldn't be shot.
Well, not only shot, but they were like, they basically...
Yeah. Definitely not taking scramblers. Probably they kill more, because I would have actually got 8 points on that as a secondary, so that would have helped. Yeah. So it's trying out the list. Liking the double sept. Liked how sept. When people charge me, it usually goes pretty well for me. So.
Oh my goodness. I lost incubi, a whole unit of incubi, and my super homunculus to your Overwatch.
Yeah, and I basically took charging out of the game plan.
I just couldn't charge you. I physically, once I, those units that had screened, I couldn't, that was just the one time because you overextended a little bit and I was able to get in. Yeah, for sure. And that was, this Riptide should have been back there. Yep. And then those birds can't tag the Riptide, and that changes the game quite a bit. Because that Riptide having to shoot those birds in that crucial turn was a big deal there as well. Okay, so in my game, I think the birds are great. I love them. They move up, they scream. Dark Techno Monsters is quickly becoming one of my favorite parts of the Drukhari army. Just having Venoms that do 2 damage and wound on +1 to wound, and the Reapers are scary, very, very scary. Good. They are scary, and I only need 2. I don't need more. It's 300 points in my army. So who knows? Yeah, they are Forge World, so who knows if they will change in the new when the Forge World book comes out. But so far, really enjoy them. They also have a 2-shot version, which is 2 shots at strength 6, which doesn't have an AP. However, if you're playing against a horde or something, it's 12 shots. Or against Space Marines, you can overcharge, and there's strength 6, 2 damage. Yeah. So you can do 2d6 shots on a unit of intercessors or something like that, which can be pretty cool as well.
When they hit, they hurt.
Yep, when they hit, they hurt. Yep. So now, thanks for tuning in. A huge shout out to all the channel Patreons. Thank you very much for supporting the content that I create. Thanks, Richard, for coming down for a game.
You're welcome.
And we will be back on the next video. Leave a like, comment, and share, of course. After all, this has been Skari, your grateful host. Although Skari actually died this game. Sign off until next time. Skari out. And that's when we say, the Dark King. Bye, everybody.